Let's not watch Flossin's video.
What's up, guys? It's Flossin. So a couple
Is
weeks
it too
back,
loud?
I made a tier list video with two other content creators, Soul and EO. And in that video, we all decided to rate S-Rank Ambi at tier 1.5, below a lot of other agents most people would probably put her above. And since then,
I think 1.5 is okay. Because as I just said, the thing about Sambi is that she still don't have a proper niche. Like, yes, this trigger exists. We're still missing something else. Okay? Once we get another unit that has synergy with Sambi, you get like even more value out of her, okay? So I kind of agree that right now 1.5 looks good.
Flossin, why did you rate Ambi so low? Do you just not like her? Is she really that bad? What's going on with Sambi? So I thought, why not just sit down and get my thoughts out? Because not only do I believe that Sambi is the worst limited agent to ever release, but I've also got some frustrations with her that I haven't really talked about publicly. So today, we're going to be talking about Ambi yet again. Her atrocious gameplay mechanics, O-Ball Squad and Aftershock, and where I think she stands against her current and future competition. If you guys enjoy discussion videos like this,
like, hold on. Are you really Are you really going to point out where she stands right now and in the future and still make a video saying that Ambi is terrible? I want to see your
discussion
points,
videos
Flossing.
like this, and you want to see more.
I want to
be
see
sure to
your
drop a like and
points,
subscribe.
Flossing.
It's completely free and lets me know that you enjoy this type of content. Now, with formalities out of the way, let's talk games.
Okay.
All right. Like I said, Ambi. Let's talk games.
Since we're talking games, let me judge the build, right? This is Mindscape 0, 58% crit rate. With all the buffs, this goes into 80% crit rate, which is good enough. 2.9 attack.
All right. Like I said,
is this electric damage?
Is terrible. Well,
what about the weapon?
A-rank Ambi, of course. She's the best. Little cutie pie. But S-rank Ambi, yeah, this bitch is terrible. And before you start typing, no, this isn't about her raw damage output. At least, not yet. I mainly want to talk about her core gameplay, and
I feel that if you're going to talk about damage output, then we also need to point out how Hugo is the agent that easily going to fall off later.
About her core gameplay and why she literally holds herself back from being good. And the first thing I have to highlight is her special attack, Thunder Smite. So for those who don't know, Thunder Smite triggers after Ambi dashes 3 times against an enemy with White Thunder. Basically her 3 marks, right? On paper, fine, it's cool. But here's the thing, Ambi almost never procs this attack outside of fighting bosses, and it's entirely because of her targeting. Let me give you an example. Say you take Ambi into Shiyu defense, and the first half has 3 to 4 mobs that you have to clear before you actually get to the boss. So when Ambi applies these marks to her enemies, you'd think she'd focus the first one that she dashed into so she can trigger Thunder Smite. But no, Ambi goes full Miles Morales and says first one that she dashed into so she can trigger Thunder Smite. But no, Ambi goes full.
You guys are seeing this? This Thunder Smite happening right now? How the hell are you telling me she can't trigger this outside of bosses if she's literally triggering right here?
Miles Morales and says, nah, I'ma do my own thing, and just dashes to the closest enemy instead. And yes, I know that this lightning strike doesn't hit hard. Its multiplier maxes out at 376%, but that's not the point. If it's in her kit, why are you making it so unreliable? It kind of feels
I want to stop watching this video right here.
Like a design oversight that has just been completely ignored. And I know the simple solution to fix this. Oh, just play Nicole. Nicole fixes the problem. And yeah, I will say she does fix the grouping problems that Ambi has. But to be honest, I think that actually segues perfectly into my next issue with Ambi, which is the limitations of her team options.
We're talking about limitations of team options when, as I said before, we don't have a third slot that fits the aftershock mechanic. Like, guys, come on. If you ever played Honkai Star Rail, then you guys know how the follow-up team went amazing after the release of Facial, because we now have a perfect team with 4 units that everyone synergizes with follow-up attacks. Even Topaz went back into the meta because, wow, now follow-up is amazing. I mean, Topaz was kind of replaceable with Moza, to be honest. But we're just missing a third unit.
Basically,
is it that hard to understand?
4 teammates in this game. Trigger, Pulchra, Astriao.
If you mention Pulchra as an option to Soldier Ambi, you are already in the wrong here. Because Pulchra, just because the aftershocks, Pulchra aftershock damage sucks. If you were talking about Sambi and saying that her damage is a problem, then why are we even mentioning Pulchra? Pulchra is not meant to be an aftershock unit, to be honest. She's just there because I don't even know why. Pulchra aftershock damage potential just sucks, period.
And Nicole. That's it. She's basically just like Jane Doe. She wants to stay on field as much as possible. If you aren't doing that, you're cutting into her damage, which means you're never swapping her stunner onto the field unless you have to. And realistically, you're almost never replacing Pulchra or Trigger on the team because of their off-field setup of days. And Can someone in the chat please confirm to me, do you guys really play this team? Any Sambi players, do you guys really play this team right here? Hell nah, never. I have, yeah, you don't count. That team is ass, exactly. Nope, yeah, exactly. On the team,
you don't count,
setup of days.
I'm playing right now, cool.
I can already hear the counter argument now. Flossin, I run S-rank Ambi with Xing Yi. I play her with Jafufu. I just played her with Lucy, and she works fine. You can clear content with it. And yes, you can clear content in that way. You can clear with almost anything, but it's not the intended experience of Sambi.
Are we that's talking about intended experience of Sambi? When you point out this thing right here, intended experience? Are we
with almost anything, but it's not the intended experience of Sambi. And it's nowhere near as smooth or satisfying. If you want to play this character the way she was designed, you either run Trigger or Pulchra as your off-field stunner, Astra Yao, who sits back and does nothing for max value. Yes, I'm throwing shade at Astra, this agent is boring. Or Nicole to group mobs. And honestly, at this point, it feels like she depends on these 4 agents way more than they depend on her.
Isn't this literally every single DPS in the game? Isn't this literally every single fucking DPS in the game? What's the fucking point here?
And this could be due to Ambi just being a DPS agent and bearing the burden that comes with that in gacha games, but I think it's way more than that, especially when you realize the terrible mechanic they've tied to this character.
Okay, show me. Aftershock is the terrible mechanic.
When Ambi and Trigger were revealed in 1.6, they were pitched as agents introducing a brand new type of damage, Aftershock. And I'll be honest, that's what got me hyped. I thought we were looking at a true archetype here. Maybe we get W engines that boosted this damage, future agents that added new effects to it, or even just extra layers of depth that made it interesting to play around with.
Hold on, I need to point out one thing. Maybe we would get engines that boost this damage. I am pretty sure that Flossing also made a video talking about how he don't like the fact that Trigger signature is so fucking restricted to aftershocks. And you're also pointing this here about maybe we're going to get engines that boosted the damage and this is going to be interesting. This is not going to be a video.
Fast forward to today,
okay,
and Aftershock just feels like a fancy name for this character does attacks off field. Trigger does it, Pulchra does it, even Yuzuha does it. And there's been no expansion, no extra depth, and no identity. And this is where I start getting confused,
by the way,
because Ambi's twist is that her aftershock attacks are on field. So wait, is aftershock supposed to be a completely different type of damage?
Yes.
Or is it shorthand for this character has an off-field attack? Because if it's the latter, then what the hell is Ambi doing here? It's like they tried to make her
just
part
go
of this
back.
new
You
mechanic,
literally answer
but
yourself.
in the process, they made her feel completely disconnected from the rest of the agents that have it. And we even got a dedicated disk drive set for aftershocks, so clearly they wanted it to be a thing, but then they just dropped it and walked away. And the most painful part about this is this dead-end mechanic is of course tied to Obol Squad.
I had no idea Yuzuha was Obol Squad. I had no idea Jufufu was Obol Squad.
Or I guess New Eridu Defense Force now. So instead of being excited when a new
Can I
Defense
pay
Force
for this
agent
video
drops,
to end? No,
now I'm just
Delilah,
sitting
we're
here
finishing
like,
this.
oh great, another Aftershock character that's probably going nowhere. Honestly, I've reached the point where I just want to stay away from agents with this mechanic, because the devs haven't shown that they're willing to flesh it out.
So once the moment that the devs show another unit that fills up the third slot, are you saying that Aftershock's good now? Like literally, I can't believe, like, how come, hold on, 6 minutes 37 seconds on the video. How come you can yap for 6 minutes 37 seconds about all the issues with Sambi, all the issues with Aftershock, and then you point out that devs are not flashing it out? When it's clear as day that if you had 6 minutes and 37 seconds to yap about Sambi, you also probably had enough time to think that this is going to happen in the future, right?
And it sucks, because I wanted this to be one of the most fun and unique archetypes in the game. But right now, it just feels like wasted potential. And unfortunately,
we are literally getting an Obol patch in the next version. And as I pointed out on my analysis video, it's clear as day that Obol members are meant to be attackers plus something. So the moment that we get Seed or Orphe, they are going to end up complementing and filling this third slot.
rank Ambi is kind of just stuck in the middle of it. Now, if it were just gameplay issues, that would be one thing. But her competition, yeah, that's where things start to really look bad. Just take Yanagi, for example. She's basically the opposite of Ambi. She's got a clear archetype, tons of viable teammates, and her kit actively helps her reach her goal, proccing polarity disorder. She's versatile, valuable, and has only grown stronger since...
Chat, do you really think that Yanagi keeps growing stronger in the game? Like, genuinely. Genuine question. This video aged like a fine milk? Not me. This video was released 14 hours ago.
Since her release. And then when I look at Ambi compared to Yanagi, I just can't help but feel bad for this character. There's just no way that she can compare to Yanagi in any way outside of, if you like Ambi, pull for Ambi. Let's also keep in mind that Yanagi came out before Ambi in patch 1.3. So honestly, if you were someone who chose to play meta over waifu, there was literally no reason to pick up Ambi when she came out.
And I 100% agree. Okay, this part right here, I 100% agree. I 100% agree. This is the first time that I'm saying this through this whole video. I 100% agree with flossing right now. 100% agree with flossing right now.
Who chose to play meta over waifu, there was literally no reason to pick up Ambi when she came out. And
100%
that's
agree.
just her current competition. Her future competition is where it gets
Okay, so I believe this is where you guys are talking that we're going over seed stuff. I don't care. I don't want to listen to this part. Can I stop right here? I don't know what to say about this video. I feel it's kind of funny that I completely disagree with like 7 minutes of the video. And the only moment that I really agree is this bit right here.
Compare to Yanagi in any way outside of
the only beat I can agree with this whole video is this one right
Yanagi
here.
Came out before Ambi in patch 1.3. So honestly, if you were someone who chose to play meta over waifu, there was literally no reason to pick up Ambi when she came out.
I feel that pulling units only for the value they are going to provide like right now is also, you're also lacking vision here. Point is that I feel that if you have a bit of, you can read a little bit of the game design choices here and there, you can end up making good decisions on the long run. Okay, because let's be honest, lighter on the release. Let's be honest, lighter on the release. Who the hell were going to pull lighter on the release? For what? Soldier 11? Ellen Joe mains? Miyabi? I did his cool. I mean, this is the point of the that I am agreeing with Flossing right here. If you're playing waifu games or husbando games in case of Hugo, then yeah, of course you're going to pull. If you're pulling for meta value, like focusing on the moment of the release of the character, lighter wasn't adding anything to the game. The Miyabi lighter Lucy team was good back then, but that was back then. Exactly, like everything is good with Miyabi. I think that after some patches, everyone realized that Miyabi is just good everywhere. And this is also why everyone seems to keep playing Miyabi on every single new agent release. Close to the beginning of the videos, the reason that the mech didn't hit everyone because he was too slow on the dashes. The Thunder Smite happens right here. I don't even know what flossing. See this thing right here? This is the Thunder Smite. He was also doing on purpose. Yeah, it was exaggerated to make a point. Here's the thing, you can't exaggerate something just to prove a point when this is not what is going to happen inside of the game. Is anyone like really playing like this? I feel that if anyone's playing Sambi like this, the problem is not Sambi. The problem is the gameplay. So get good, I guess, with all respect, because there's no way you're going to play Sambi like this and say that Sambi is the problem. So like, it's definitely like disingenuous when you do something like this just to point out that, oh, Sambi has some issues on this really specific gameplay that I'm over exaggerating and is never going to happen inside of the game. I feel this is like really disingenuous, okay? I was watching this waiting to see, okay, is it really not going to proc it? Because this is probably a bug. And it's even worse. It actually triggers the Thunder Smite. Also, do you think he didn't mention Haramasa because he's bad at playing him for his argument? Probably, I guess. Because yes, if we're talking about not pulling agents for meta, as he mentioned here, I find it funny that he only mentioned Yanagi right here as the reason to not pull Sambi, but right before Sambi, we had Harumasa. And like, genuinely, this is something that I said on my Discord server. I love playing Harumasa. As someone who loves playing Harumasa, Sambi was definitely a huge skip for me. I just pulled her at the very least one copy. I was really chat. I was only going to pull a single copy, okay? I was only going to pull a single copy. For waifu reasons, no signature. I just got lucky. That's all. While looking for Mindscape 6 Pulchra. That's all. I swear it was only going to be a single copy. I had just had a lot of fun with Sambi. I'm not used to play Sambi. I just learned Sambi and manual chains. I also got roasted by Kete in the meantime, but we did it. We did it.